I used to think my wife, Sarah, was the most honest person I knew. For 12 years, her words were my truth. She said the sky was green, I'd start looking for a paintbrush. That's how much I trusted her. We had a beautiful life, 2 amazing kids, a cozy home. It was perfect, or so I thought. The first crack appeared on a Tuesday. Came home early to surprise her, but the house was empty. Strange, she always texted if her plans changed. I called her phone, and it went straight to voicemail. An hour later, she walked in, looking flustered. She said her phone died, and she'd been stuck in traffic after a last-minute meeting with a new client, a guy named Alex. I didn't question it. Why would I? A week later, I was paying our credit card bill online and noticed a charge for a fancy downtown restaurant I didn't recognize. When I asked her about it, she smiled and said she'd taken her sister out for a belated birthday dinner. It made sense. Her sister loved that place. But a few days after, I was chatting with her sister, and when I mentioned their nice dinner, she looked completely confused. She said they hadn't seen each other in weeks. My heart sank. I confronted Sarah, and she just laughed it off, saying she demixed up the dates, and it was actually a business dinner with that same client. Alex. The excuse felt thin, but I let it go. I wanted to believe her. The late nights at work became more frequent. The business trips started piling up. Each time, there was a perfectly plausible explanation. A project deadline, a conference, a team-building event. She was always so detailed, so convincing. But the stories started having little inconsistencies. A hotel she said she stayed at didn't have a record of her. A colleague she claimed to be with was on vacation. The pit in my stomach grew with every lie I uncovered. I felt like I was going crazy, piecing together a puzzle I didn't want to solve. Who was this person I was married to? The breaking point came when I found a second phone hidden in her gym bag. I know I shouldn't have looked, but I couldn't help it. My hands were shaking as I turned it on, and there it was. A whole secret life, laid out in text messages and photos. Hundreds of them. Texts with Alex filled with I love yous and plans for their future. Pictures of them together, laughing in that same restaurant, holding hands on a beach during one of her business trips. It wasn't just an affair. They were building a life behind my back. Everything she had ever told me felt like a lie. Our entire marriage, our family. Was any of it real? Seeing the truth in black and white was devastating, but it was also liberating. Fog of confusion finally lifted. I wasn't crazy. I was being betrayed. That night I confronted her, not with accusations, but with the phone in my hand. For the first time in months, she had no words, no elaborate story. The silence was deafening. The woman I thought I knew was a stranger. Rebuilding my life from the rubble of her lies has been the hardest thing I've ever done, but it's also shown me my own strength. Trust is fragile, and once broken, it can change the very foundation of who you are. Thank you for listening to my story. If you've gone through something similar, know you're not alone. Don't forget to subscribe for more real-life stories.